Da, 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 da.
I'm glad Adelaide's coming back to town with us. With Reed gone, we're gonna need her leadership. No kidding! Really? Well, which one? Look at that! Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special, on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me. Well, don't keep me in suspense. Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment. Well, don't keep me in suspense. The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible! You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Ay, le di un tiro sin querer. Ay, te di otro tiro. Ay, te di otro tiro sin querer. Ay. Ay, te di un tiro sin querer. Está ahí, ¿no? Jugaste este juego, ¿verdad, Tayo? Oh, espada. Este juego es super espada. Yo diré otra hora de conversación. Yo supo que estoy enfadado y me dijo, no, no me gusta enfadado. ¿Cómo tú estás? ¿Cómo te ha ido? Con con el cafecito, ¿ah? Yo no sé, estos 2 días yo he estado con la alergia full. Me bajé la barba después de... No me la había tocado desde que papi murió. En Hidule. Ah, tú estás jugando desde Zelda. Tú le dejas yo, que yo creo que yo le voy a regalar el Switch a la nena, pero yo voy a comprar el juego como quiera. Ahora mismo no, pero sí, ok, entiendo. ¿No lo has jugado? Esto es lo mismo, es una vibra de Fallout, pero como que en el espacio, especialmente como espacial, porque está en otro planeta. Esto yo digo que esto, Starfield va a ser, ellos lo comparan como si fuera, en otro cambio por acá, como si fuera Skyrim o otra cosa, yo pienso más en esto. Lo único que no me gusta es que tú tienes que conseguir unos ítems específicos para poder abrir ciertos cofres. Porque todo el mundo pensando en Skyrim y yo pensando como si fuera un Fallout en el espacio, porque tú usas pistolas, en Skyrim tú eres medieval. Tienes que compararlo con Skyrim, está en todos los lados por del mismo juego. Eso sí. Yo lo único que siempre critico de Bethesda es que ellos son un bug fest. Porque ellos nunca han tenido un juego que esté demasiado bugueado. No he visto un juego. Me acuerdo que Skyrim había un bug, pero a mí me gustaba, el de los gigantes. Cuando te daban, tú salías volando. A mí el personaje que supone que esté conmigo, Lidia. Ah, en serio que no tengo ahí. Mira, queda aquí ahí. Es pensar lamentado. ¿Tú no has jugado Skyrim? Yo jugué Skyrim, yo hice los glitches que había que. Yo tenía un glitch que duplicaba un, un tomo que él te subía la magia. Y yo tenía las magias hasta lo último gracias al glitch del tomo. Y era un glitch estúpido. Tú lo que hacías era Tú tenías los libros acomodados, muchos libros. Pero eso va. Yo cogía, tú ponías en el librero todos los tomos, ponías el libro ese mágico, lo abrías, ahí el momento, lo cogías, lo leías y rápido lo hundías para ponerlo y él no se desaparecía, porque se supone que el libro desaparezca por el uso. Y yo subí todas las magias, todo el tipo de magia hasta la última, sin ningún problema. Aunque no las usaba, no usaba ese. Ah, sí. Dilo rápido. Y había otro que era que tú sacabas dinero bien rápido creando dagas. Tú hacías unas dagas que salían bien barato y después tú las sacabas el dinero. Pero yo tenía chavo. Y yo me fui por la clase de Skyrim. Que Skyrim se llama, pero es por la sección por el lugar, la región que tú estás. Por la daga. Literal, algo parecido. La daga me daba chavo.
It's a fine new day in Edgewater. The cannery hums, streetlights and faces glow. I suppose this means the two of you were able to sort out the matter? The greater good
El
can
jueguito
be
ese que tú me
determined.
diste el código
None
está
of us can
bueno.
know the effects of our
Yo estoy
decisions,
jugando
but we
suavemente.
can or
Hago
can't
una sesión, hago casi todos los
take comfort
puzzles.
in the fact that your
Paro.
choices are always ultimately
Porque se ve que es
in
cortito el
line with
juego.
the grand plan. From our own graveyard, just outside the gates. And
Pero es un coge bobo, había unos puzzles.
what do they pay them
Sí,
in?
que está bueno.
He spends all day digging graves, Vicar. Sir. Sometimes he's got to sleep.
Yes, of course. My reaction was unreasonable. I'd need to give it careful consideration before answering.
Pero hay
If it
cositas
does improve
que
the
yo la
soul,
primera, yo,
it
what?
would seem to be a benefit
Yo déjame
overall.
buscarle la lógica. Empecé con la lógica
Once
ahí
the
hasta que
spark
pasé
of
la
life is fled,
parte.
the mortal form is but unanimated matter, comprised of the same elements as the rest of the universe. We inter for the comfort of the living, not the benefit of the dead. While distasteful, I would judge Ms. McDevitt's
Aprovecha que
actions
está hablando.
beneficial to the greater good.
Yo lo acabé, pero no 100%. En serio.
The dead are no more
Me imagino
concerned
que,
with
que
the
cada vez los
corpses
puzzles tienen que ser
than
más
the skin
difíciles.
it shed. The greater good is to tend to the needs of the living, not the dead. Wonderful. This is
Si
fantastic.
no dice la opcional.
Well worth all the
Ok.
sacrifices Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn. Well, yes. But I assure you, it was not for
Pero
personal
hay
gain,
partecitas
only
que
for
se
the
te ponen a
greater
la cabeza.
good. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan.
I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent.
El pompazo de la nariz
Wasted.
y lo que se ve.
Please. As if
En
my
estos
life
juegos
had
yo,
no
yo
greater
subo el
meaning than
speech.
proselytizing to a bunch of feeble-minded wretches. Nothing could be more excruciating
Para
than
tener,
discussing
para
the
poder
true
tener
nature of
poder de
reality with
convencimiento
people
más
who have
alto.
no interest beyond their next Aetherwave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
Okay.
Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling, and I'd be happy to watch your back. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
Oh, hacking.
Fantastic. I promise you won't regret this.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery. And to leave this
Ok, estoy
place
haciendo un
behind.
crew conmigo. Claro.
It is my esteemed pleasure to serve as your crew vicar, Captain.
Yo no sé qué pensar de estos juegos. ¿Por qué? Y hay un juego que el Java Festa me da cosas que me voy a perder algo. Sí, eso sí. Aquí lo que es que te va a cambiar la vertiente de cómo va a ser todo. Es que si me ponen opciones no, no hace diferencia. Eso sí. Ok, ya tengo el de Heavy. Tengo el de Persuadir. Este lo tendrás. No, ok, depende de los juegos. En Fallout 3, como tenía calma y todas esas cosas, yo me intenté hacer lo más bueno que pude. Porque tú sabes que tú has jugado Fallout 3. Fallout 3, yo me iba en ciertas opciones, yo me iba. Para aquí, tres cosas. Ok.
Something got you down?
Nothing.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene.
Y especialmente en Fallout 3, porque en Fallout 4 ellos quitaron mucho de eso. De las modalidades y cosas así. Yeah.
No, thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work.
Para
I'm
intimidarlo.
Conrad, You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am
Y hay
a
juegos
publisher
que
of the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire,
a mí lo que me
I
desespera es
expect
si el
Silas to
juego,
toss my body
en un
into a
punto
ditch.
del juego, tú vas y tienes
With what?
cambia la
My
historia
own
en
blood?
ese punto.
Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings.
Juegos parados. De un tiempo para acá evitaba juegos largos, en serio.
Not a bad idea. But I
Sí,
need
es
some
una
kind of
excepción.
collateral. My
A mí me
pair of lucky
gusta
clippers.
hacer un happy medium. A veces hay momentos en que yo juego juegos súper largos
Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid
y
I
hay
don't
otros
have
momentos
anything
que
to give
juego juegos
Silas.
cortitos.
I'm open to
Últimamente lo
suggestions.
que estaba jugando es los juegos 2D.
Much obliged.
Porque ¿qué tengo que hacer?
What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? You may think that, but the tidiness of my fellow worker is my responsibility, alive or otherwise. Whether you're showing up to work or going to that great
Hablo
panorama
tuve de
in
4 a 12
sunlight,
horas, wow.
it's my job to make you look like a million bits.
Pues yo
Go ahead.
busco el juego a ver cuán largo es para saber cuánto me va a tardar.
Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here. I
No
am
para
never late for
buscar
work, not
jueguitos.
since the plague started.
Pero hay juegos que yo di que se terminan en tantas horas, yo lo he hecho en menos tiempo.
The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching. Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us.
Qué
So we treat
sucio.
the best among us. We're a sensible people.
Todavía.
What can I do for you? Go ahead. The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us. Mr. Thompson's brainchild. Have you met him yet? Thoughtful-looking fellow, stares out of his office most hours. Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here. I am never wanting for work. Not
Yo
since the
normalmente
plague
me tardo
started.
1 hora más o menos de lo que dice Arnold. Yo, depende. Hay juegos que yo me tardo mucho menos de lo que dice. También depende del plan de trabajo que yo hago.
Impromptu tossball match. No one? Really?
Yes, Mr.
Ustedes.
Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow.
Hay juegos
Because I'm definitely not plagued. His
que yo he
sprite is
estado
as
hasta
spring
3
chicken
horas por,
and
por debajo de lo que dice que puede terminar el juego.
And what are you doing here? Visiting? Well, let me give you the grand tour. This here's my domicile, and there's the door.
Y más si le logro explotar alguna técnica o algo.
I mean, I might be. That depends on who's asking. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the sky.
O como el de Old Boy que
Don't say that.
le saqué un bug, un glitch
She's still got a couple
y
decades
traspasé
in
una
her.
pared y hice
That's pretty clear,
corté el
Mr.
camino de la parte.
Affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague.
Yo casi siempre lo mismo.
Silas
Yo casi no
knows.
juego
He
juegos
knows
que yo he
I put
jugado
my
ya.
foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one. You are? Oh, wow. First time anyone's ever told me that. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me. You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it. Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives. I know that. But I got nobody else
O
to
sea que
turn to.
un juego que intenté terminar y nunca he terminado es Fable 2.
And wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
I am sorry to hear that, Mr. Abernathy. My confessional is always open. Except for right now.
I know. Should have availed myself of your services days ago. Thanks anyway, vicar.
Exacto, tú decides cómo tú quieres ser en el juego.
Making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Nunca lo he logrado
No
terminar.
one saw me trip over that, right?
Que tú te puedes uno que al final es como un juego de economía. Tú sabes que en Fable 2, que yo tú empiezas a comprar casas, cosas. Yo compré, me acuerdo, de un lugar, yo compré todo lo que se podía.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Foreman Granger. Mind those words don't come
Y yo
out of your
cogí,
mouth unless preceded
compré
by
todas las
words.
cosas y,
Anyway,
subí el precio un 40%. Y tú veías que todo el mundo estaba molesto.
Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with
Y yo lo
shot
hice de maldad. Yo cogí y dije, voy a subir porque voy a seguir generando dinero mientras yo siga haciendo los quests. Voy a seguir sacando dinero.
I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart.
No es que genera un montón, pero
Law
hacía.
requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right.
Yo siempre he dejado un chin, yo no. Yo lo dejaba en 40%.
Just between the two of
¿Nunca le
us,
subiste?
I'm pretty shocked his weapon did.
Yo le subí para.
Spacers
Se necesitó
forced
dinero
guns,
seguro
most reliable.
mientras estoy haciendo otros quests y haciendo otras cosas.
Not half as awful as the bill Eugene left us with. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is
¿Qué bola hace de?
property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
Frenchy, ¿qué bola hace de? What? ¿Qué rayo tú hablas?
I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, he would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Well, excuse you.
Eres
I'll have you
cubano,
know,
ok.
Eugene was
Yo
an
soy de
asset to
Puerto
us all.
Rico.
May his Adams be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Yo no sé por qué la palabra bola la bañé.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing with myself.
Let the boss catch you, son.
Oh, no pueden coger los retweets de la gente, de los que te va
I had a question about your plan, Mr. Vicker.
Of course. The cosmos is generated and directed by the universe.
What can I do for you? Go ahead. The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months.
¿Y en
Now,
dónde
good
están
worker,
viviendo,
mind
French?
you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us. Nature is monstrous, friend, and this plague is natural selection at work. Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here. I am never wanting for work, not since the plague started. The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching. Whatever it may be, I have developed my own palliative. Boiled canid liver and a splash of ethanol. Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us. Mr. Thompson's brainchild.
Repitiendo a ver si
Have you met him yet?
saca
Thoughtful
algo.
looking fellow, stares out of his office most hours.
Este es el tercer stream como 6 horas del juego. Más o menos. Casi 6 horas, como 7. A ver, yo creo que para casi 6 o 7.
Hey, Miss Parvati. Come. Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask her yourself.
Las caras que tienen ellos todas feas.
Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house. Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room. That's the word, extortion. Been on the tip of my tongue all day.
Hay decisiones, yo a un tipo, como yo tenía el speech tan alto, yo no tuve que matarlo para convencerlo de que se pueda dar sitio. Es que la costumbre después de, la costumbre de la mayoría de los arpillas americanos son dos formas. Están los tombios, que es diablo. Todos inspirados en diablo y están estos así. Yo quiero jugar Diablo 4. Es el único juego de Diablo que me faltaría.
What can I do for you? Go ahead.
Acabé el 1. ¿Tú solamente jugaste el 1? Yo jugué el 1, jugué la expansión del 1, jugué el 2, jugué la expansión del 2 cuando era nuevo. Y después yo jugué el 3, ese lo jugué en PlayStation 3, no me gustó mucho porque muy fácil. Mi hermano me envió la versión de PlayStation 4. Allí sí, ahí está sin tocar. Sí, yo jugué de chamaco. Yo jugué, es más, yo jugué, yo creo, no me acuerdo cuál, yo tuve una Voodoo. ¿Sabes lo que es Journeyman Project Turbo? Es que no me acuerdo de qué fallo es eso. juego que te gusta? O sea, ¿y de qué era? ¿Cómo es el estilo del juego? Lo más que yo jugué en PC era un Adventure 3D. Point and click. Juegos point and click, yo jugué el de Myst. Ese juego de Myst hasta lo. Como Myst. No. Mira, mira lo que yo tengo aquí. Este es el del 10º aniversario del DVD Edition. Juegos para romperte la cabeza hasta lo último, porque eso juego era rompecabezas puro. I say that we're winning first person science fiction adventure game. I say that we're winning. Del Wikipedia. No. Quédate quieto.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon?
Pues yo el Myst ese de Anniversary Collection, me acuerdo que lo compré en Electronic Boutique.
The war. The coming apocalypse. Man versus machine. I'm talking about Mechanical Soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
Y yo los jugué, los terminé. Yo creo que traía el 1, el 2 y el 3, si no me equivoco. Yo jugué el 4. 1993.
Auto mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant, clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on.
Yo era bien extraño porque yo jugaba todo eso. Ese de Myst me acuerdo que mi hermano decía, el juego no entiendo cómo tú pasas los puzzles. Yo en verdad que le buscaba la lógica.
I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
O sea, no tenemos para hacer exacto.
I've been gathering up a war chest.
Ah, tú lo jugaste a los 12.
Saw tuna cans mostly, some Spacer's chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid. Enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the Resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind us.
¿Tú sabes qué juego yo jugué? Yo jugué Doom
The scout
en
must not
PC.
be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back. Mechanical's got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is,
Duke
the
Nukem.
blue glowy square thing.
No lo jugué, pero tenía un pana que lo jugó y yo lo veía jugando. El original 2D, sí me acuerdo que era una copia de otro juego. Literal, de este juego, se me olvida.
Go on.
Jack. Y de Y de estos juegos, ¿cómo es que se llaman? Son 3 partes. También tomaron muchas ideas de él. Pues ese yo no lo tenía, ese lo tenía el amigo mío. Nunca me lo quiso prestar para instalarlo y jugarlo. Era celoso con los juegos. Era más celoso que yo. Sí, exacto.
Something got you down?
Diablo, exactamente.
What can I do for you?
Ok, está.
You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now.
Gracias a la que el tipo me
Eugene's
echó Dios y
golden
me dio
teeth
las
were a
cosas.
family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice.
Intentan
I
hacer
can't
todos los
ask
quests
Silas
que
to dig
salen
up a
aquí.
man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees.
Aunque yo sepa.
Here you are.
Ahí está.
Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU. Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes, but that's largely a technicality. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse, and I discovered medicine in his pocket. Lots of medicine. Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia drove him to take his own life.
¿Tú jugaste Quake?
Bureaucracy.
Para mí Quake 2 fue el
Eugene's
top
death were filed
de
as a
Quake.
suicide, we'd all pay the price for his crime. We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and suffered its predictable side effect. I included it all in my official report.
Quake 2 yo lo jugué en PlayStation 1 y después a mí me consiguieron Quake.
We never could have paid the fines
Me consiguieron
associated
Quake en
with
PC.
suicide.
Yo lo jugué primero en PlayStation y se ve tan brutal. Yo jugué un Real después, mucho tiempo después. Pero entre un Real y Quake me gustaba más Quake. Me acuerdo. Estaba loco con esos juegos.
Things
Que
are
jugué
changing
ya
now.
viejo y debí
Don't matter much to me though.
jugar el tema fue Half-Life
Still
2.
need filling.
Tú sabes que yo nunca jugué Half-Life.
What about him? Well, yeah. It's what I'm contractually obligated to do. What's this about? Yeah. Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't where it's supposed to be. The night we was supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had
Nunca lo
his
jugué y
grave dug
eso
up and ready, right? And so I
quiero jugar
thought,
algún día.
I'll just rest my eyes a bit. When I woke up, his body was gone, spirited away, vanished.
Cuando lo jugué me imaginaba viendo las cosas que pasaban en esa época.
Eugene was stolen by marauders. Or he rose from the dead.
Hubiera sido... Sí,
Let me know if you find anything. Yeah? The colony ship? Are you talking about that old rumor? Some great big starship packed full of colonists what got lost in the aether, never to be
hay
found
muchas cosas
again.
especialmente
Ain't
tecnológicamente
heard that
hablando.
one since I was but a stripling. Can't say it was terribly
Todo el
convincing.
mundo loco que sabe Half-Life 3
Reason you
y
asking?
Valve, yo dudo que haga algo.
Hope's just a rumor, friend. Ancient rumor at that. Maybe you've been out in the sun too long. Why don't you head over to the cantina? Get yourself some zero-G brew. It's a brew that's good for what ails you. No, this is sounding like sedition. I'm not too keen on getting clapped in arms.
Sí, porque ya no están los mismos desarrollados como tal, ¿no? Pero tú sabes que hay gente que después hacen una porque está hype en la mente de la gente, sí. No, el problema de todo esto es que, ok, hipotéticamente lo sacan, no queda igual que el 2 y empiezan a hablar bla, mierda. Exacto.
You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. What? No.
Perdí unos puestos, me cago en la ópera.
I needed his fees because of his name. A for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see? Yeah?
Dos cosas adicionales. De los primeros, bueno, hacer esto.
I used to skip rocks in the river till Constable Reyes ticketed me for unlicensed terraforming. I think she was jealous. She don't know how to skip rocks her own self.
Y al lado yo digo, está mirando. Eso sí, jugué Portal. Portal lo jugué. Jugué el 1, nunca jugué el 2. que yo he conseguido la llave de aquí. Me falta jugar Portal 2, pero está bueno. Yo lo jugué pirata, ya ven. Yo lo jugué con pero ay, no me acuerdo. Una laptop consola. Not the best soil is a space source. Okay. Yo pienso que yo voy a bajar todo. Yo quiero hacer primero todos los puestos aquí porque a lo mejor no vuelvo acá. Puede ser.
Almost lost a finger in the cannery today.
Hey, I need to talk to you.
Somebody's been running around talking about the Hope. Wonder if that's a new drug of some kind. Let's see it. Don't keep us waiting. Sweet life-giving nostrum. The first hit's always the best.
Me da un montón de puntos
Scratch together
experiencia.
all the bits I had around the domicile. It ain't as much as you
Pero tú no
deserve,
subes
but
tanto de
that's
level.
all I got. You're wringing the blood out of me. Here, you can have whatever's in my pockets.
Yo lo hago experimenta. Oye, para tú hacer quest y después pierdes otras cosas. Right, right. Vitus Androdicius. Ya. La película. Aquí voy a la Masterpiece por director, hay acá. He mezclado muchas cosas de Fallout aquí. ¿Sabes? Yo creo que es por el otro lado. experiencia. Mira,
Aw, he ain't no threat. Bet I could fix him up smart.
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Unable to comply.
I could probably fix that. I mean, if you wanted me to. Take your time. You need help, just give a yell. Metaphorical yell. If you yell for reals, you're liable to spook them. Yep, I see the problem. His nav mod got
tengo engine muy alto.
must have taken a tumble.
Y 54.
Gotta give it a good push and wait for the click. There we go. Jeremy's good as new. Well, new by Spacer's Choice standards anyhow. His name's Jeremy, by the by.
Navigation systems operational. Optimal path toward repair bay detected. Initiating self-diagnostics.
I don't reckon Jeremy understands the concept of trade.
Spacer's Choice reminds all colonists that serving the Spacer's Choice family is the highest possible reward. I have been programmed to deliver this pre-approved message.
Be more careful out there, Jeremy.
Never seen the Veil lit up like this before. You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cables out its head case? Actually, don't tell me. Rather use my imagination. You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is legion. What you need is an equalizer. A weapon to strike fear in their cold, mechanical hearts. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets. That's where I've kept it hidden all these years. Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to enter. On the double, soldier. Don't want the bartender poking around in there with a mop.
Los baños en la parte de atrás. Armas secretas. Super secreta. Mira, oye, el pañuelo. Yo tengo el pañuelo y todavía no sé. Se ve que esto se veía. Yo tengo un zapato de aquí y yo había dado estos pañuelos. Y me había dado cuenta que estaba ahí, se veía. Pero ahí la acá, ¿no?
Something got you down?
You're not a big drinker, are you?
You read the latest report?
never seen the Vale lit up like this before. Feast your eyes, soldier. This here's a genuine Spacer's Choice injury
Aficionado no
customizing unit,
pierde.
designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical discharge. I call it the Hand of the Law. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand volts in its guts. With compliments from old Ludwig. Fun. This ain't some quarterly performance review, soldier. Ours is a grave and sacred duty.
Sacred duty.
It's come for you to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. I'm talking about the old geothermal.
Ay, perdón.
Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. You'll need to get a passcode from the boss, Reed Thompson. I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence with all matters related to security. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic module. If you die horribly, I will pour out a can of Zero-G to your memory.
De los estrendos míos de estornudo. Lo que estoy es... No van a estornudar. Ya full. noche. Los puentes estos son más locos. El tipo tiene los planos de una arma secreta detrás de una bacineta. Un arma importante y él la tiraba ahí.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain? Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
My dad taught me some French, you know? Stuff about omelets and, fromage. I could take a look at that journal.
By all means. I would be astounded, yet astronomically in your debt.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing at all about eggs and cheese in here. Sorry.
Very helpful. Thank you.
¡Ay! Caí mal. Fuck. Caí $60. Directamente recupera la vida. Esto está bien larguito. Por los otros que se hacen rápido. No importa. Ya empezó a leer 7.
Never seen the Vale lit up like this before. Bang up work, soldier.
You are lost corrupted lawyer mode.
Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look
Cada vez
into
que estoy
getting
haciendo un
some
quest aquí, estoy perdiendo un quest.
So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple of bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
Company, you have to keep a man. Yes, 18 por 12. Todo lo que me salga. Y después poco conectado ahora. Obviamente.
Welcome back, Captain.
All systems are now operating within acceptable parameters. Shall I take our ship into orbit?
Vámonos de aquí. Ya hice todos los quests que habían ahí por ahora. Acá no me van a navegar, mover la nave. Ay,
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie.
Tanto las
The
personas.
board's only interested in filling their own pockets.
Y él es una de las personas más buscadas del planeta.
Colony to the ground.
Galaxia.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Termina. Right, sharp, right, this guy, you campana, quiere ya hacer, a ver si haga para él.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate. Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear? My violence inhibitors are a joke. No, really. I only keep them enabled because of how funny they are. As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders. I'll be here. The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Can we talk? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson. I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else? What? Oh, that's a relief. Thanks, Captain, for letting me stick around. I mean...
smells like grease and unwashed bodies. Just as I remembered.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Customs and inspection, right this way. Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode.
Con un patacito por ahí enfrente. Gracias. Sí, ya yo estoy a punto de irme. Porque tengo ya hambre.
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't
Está bien, gracias por pasar un ratito.
Oh, what the hell? This
Ratito de
year,
juego.
impounding your ship? It doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important. You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony. He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison. Really likes his cereals, too. Maybe a little too much. Bit of a weird bird, all told.
Don't see what's so wrong about liking cereals. They're fun.
Udom takes it to an, unhealthy level. You noticed, huh? What can I say? We're passionate folks, and the board can't abide that independent spirit, especially not when it might impact their bottom line. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. You sure you didn't just step off one of the interstellar freighters? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that. It's a delicate balance, right? We could cancel their freighters' docking privileges in retaliation, but where'd that lead us? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips.
Hello.
We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we may do all right. So far, anyway. Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take out more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Sure thing. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. Two biggest operations are the board, that is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
Happy to help. That's my job, after all.
You're real good at it, too.
Well, thank you, miss. It's nice to be recognized. Yep.
Can we move this along? I have a certain, matter I'd like to attend to, Captain.
Are you pulling my leg? You must be one of them long-haul freighters from outside the colony. Well, I won't hold it against you. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board. Glad to help. All right. Be seeing you.
Right. Está yendo por el pasaje gracias al lurking. Vamos a hacérsela a poco. ¿Será España? Vamos dos personitas.